people, people are asking two things. Number one, do I believe what I'm hearing about him? And number two, even if I believe it, how much weight do I give to that? And because there is no one, opposing him who is giving weight to the charges, his entire machine, including Fox News, kind of minimizes it and paints him as a martyr and paints him as a victim. And, it just makes me very nervous because, I'm here in Georgia in a swing state. And every time I hear people who I know would otherwise be sympathetic to the Democratic candidate or to Joe Biden, probably voted for him in the last election, repeating to me things that I know are part of conspiracy theories, are part of kind of an agenda of information that I know is coming from the right. I'm always wondering, how did that get to you, number one, and how do we undo this, whoever has the job of undoing it? And it doesn't seem to me like it would be an easy thing to undo because these are not necessarily people who are engaged with media all the time. They're really busy living their lives. They don't turn on MSNBC every day. They don't read the New York Times every day. They just get little bits of things that trickle down to them. And someone has to start standing up and saying, this is a problem and it's coming from me and I am the opposition to this guy.
Mm-hmm. David, I would love your reaction.
Yeah. Well, you'll remember that President Biden did give a major speech about the state of democracy on the eve of the 2022 congressional elections. That speech was in Philadelphia. It was the one with the ominous red lighting. People may remember the image.
Red and blue, yes.
And the speech was intensely powerful because what it did was it goaded Donald Trump into intervening in the 2022 elections. Remember, the Republican strategy had been keep him off stage. This is not about Trump. Trump would not be contained after that speech. And I think there's a lot of evidence that Trump's reemergence did damage to Republican candidates and was one of the reasons they had such a disappointing election in 2022. People remember that Republicans did capture the House, but they forget the down ballot disaster. They lost 4 state legislative chambers, something which hasn't happened to the out party since the Depression. So there's a question of timing here. I mean, Charles is absolutely right about the mismatch between the political timing of the highly informed, highly attentive to politics and those who are less so. But the president of the United States speaks to those who are less so. And his timing has to match theirs. And that time is not now. That time will come, but it is not now.